Alright, you lot, welcome back. We've got another reveal for the new box, the upcoming 11th edition launch box, which is Blood Angels vs Orks, and we've got another Space Marine. And I'm not going to lie, this, as I start recording, most likely will not be a long video. I think there is a long video where we can talk about the approach of Games Workshop to these new Space Marine models, but I need to get my thoughts in order, because this is proving so far to be a series of reveals, at least on the Space Marine side, where my overwhelming thought when seeing the new stuff is, yeah, that's a guy with a different helmet for sure. And I feel like, I don't know whether that's just me or whether that is going to be the overall reception. I'm not sure why that feels lackluster when we look at previous releases like the updated Terminators and the like, because I really liked those, but there is something about the current approach of, here is Mark X armour with, I don't know, Mark 7 helmet or whatever, that simply is not hitting the spot. And this particular reveal, that really kind of highlights it for me. So we've got a Vanguard Veteran. Vanguard Veteran's, of course, one of the most fun units the Games Workshop have done when it comes to Space Marines. Worth remembering, extremely ornate, lots of decoration, lots of stuff going on to really differentiate them from your standard Assault Marines. Just throwing that out there in advance. But yeah, we've got a Vanguard Veteran, and he looks like that, which is fine. It's fine. He's fine. Not particularly exciting. Not hugely ornate, there's not a massive amount going on, but it's fine. And I think that is kind of where I'm at, just generally, with this and the Space Marine that they showed off before, actually on the day of the Adepticon reveals. It is a Primaris Marine with an old helmet. And the thing is, that's not necessarily a bad thing, and this is why I need to get my thoughts in order to properly talk about this, because I feel like I could just repeat that over and over again. But it needs to be more structured, which it will be. We'll talk about it during the week. But that, to me, is essentially what I've been doing with Primaris stuff since they started releasing it. And as such, I'm not looking at this and going, oh, hell yeah. Instead, I'm like, they've discovered kit bashing. Good news. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a bad miniature. It's just not particularly exciting. You've got a little bit of extra ornamentation there. You've got a purity seal on the greave. You've got a little bit of the old, what's it called? The leaves. Not the leaves. The wreath sort of thing going on. Not wreath either. Laurel, that's it. You've got some of that going on below the knee. There's an embossed skull on the knee as well. So again, there is stuff happening. It's just not quite at the same level as the old Vanguard Veterans kit, which had a lot of customization, much like the old Sternguard Veteran kit did as well. And the Primaris version of that was obviously less visually interesting too, which is something of a trend when it comes to these updates, it would seem. I mean, the pose is fine. You've got a bit of tactical rock going on. It's not my favourite, but it's still better than a flying stand, so I'm not going to complain about that too much. The sword looks okay, a little bit plain, but otherwise fine. Normal, standard power sword. I do think that putting older helmets on Mark X armour looks good. It does. I mean, pretty much every single one of my one of the classes in Space Marine 2 that I play, they've got an older helmet, because I just think it works really well with the increased scale and the overall look of the Mark X armour. There's nothing really to complain about here. Also, there is a Crux Terminatus on one pauldron, which is worth pointing out. You can't really see it there, but it is there. I mean, this is one of the Space Marines of all time. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with it. There is nothing glaring in terms of awful sculpting or terrible decisions when it comes to the decoration. You've got a bit of loincloth action going on. That's a nice little extra touch, given that he's supposed to be a bit fancier. He's fine. Admittedly, the artwork next to him, that lad has got a really long neck. And for some reason, it's bugging me that they've put that artwork next to that Marine when the helmets are quite clearly different. Could you not have... I mean, well, I say did a head swap on the artwork. That's not really how that works, but you know what I mean. Personally, I don't know that there's enough variation from just the Sergeant and the Jump Intercessor squad for my liking. I mean, there is a little bit, but it would be nice to see a bit more ornamentation, given it's, Vanguard Veterans. But it is, as Space Marines with jump packs go, a decent enough Space Marine with a jump pack. You can see there with the alternate angle that Crux Terminatus, which, I mean, I like it. It's nice. I am something of a fan of melee-based weapons leading with the ranged weapon. I quite like that. That's always a fun pose, and yeah, this one looks decent enough. It'd be nice to see something on the jump pack as well. That would be quite nice. There's nothing really in the way of ornamentation or anything special going on there, which just something a little bit extra would be cool. There's a little pouch there, another bit of added detail. And it looks like we've got a grenade round the back as well. Grenade round the back is probably not the best way to phrase that, but you know what I mean. Overall, wholly inoffensive, if not particularly exciting. They are showing off something new from the upcoming box like every single Monday, so my hope is that maybe sometime soon we might get to find out what that walker is that the Orks had. That's the main thing I want to see. I want to see that. That would be nice. Space Marines are fine, but Space Marines get a lot of releases when you look back over what's been happening for like the last 10 years? Oh, when was the first Primaris wave? Something around then. Longer than you'd like, I think is probably the way to describe how long they've been around, because it makes you feel old, or at least it does for me. I kind of want to see more Orc stuff personally, but there's also an element of, if all the Marine stuff is this sort of thing, I feel like I've already seen it to some extent, which, again, we'll get into that in a separate video. I really need to get down how I'm actually feeling and why that is the case. But all fine, all good, nothing to complain about. But again, nothing to really excite me either. Let me know what you think of that, lad, in the comments down below. Are you the opposite? Are you finding that actually, you know, some Primaris stuff with some older Firstborn stylings is exactly what you're looking for? If so, good. Let me know why in the comments. And yeah, I will see you for the next one. Thank you very much for watching.